And the guy's back. What's up, everybody? Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just Keith, adorned in my Carolina Panthers stuff this week. A winner chicken dinner. Guess who's tied for the NFC South lead? Oh, yes.
Damn.
You know that. The Carolina Panthers. I had to. Why not? Anyway, welcome. If you've never been here, appreciate it. I'm Keith. We're going to talk about charts, and we're going to talk about a bunch of charts. We're going to do some data. That's what we do. All facts, no feelings. Welcome. Welcome to Crypto Before Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. It's free. Costs absolutely nothing. Hit the notifications bell while you're there so you don't miss anything, and subscribe. Google tells me that most of you guys don't subscribe to this when you watch. Wish you did. Can't make you. It's fine. I get it. Well, anyway, let's bump some jazz on. There we go. A little jazz for you. There we go. Now we're talking a little jazz for you. And we'll get on into these charts. So shout out real quick first. What's up, Cousin Jeremy? What's up, Raging Beagle? What's up, Matoshi? Appreciate the repost. What's up, Mr. XRF? Let's talk about the day what had Saturday. I'm not talking about that total shit university, sir. I don't think so. Nope. Where's my button at? I ain't got it. That university?
What the hell is even that?
I don't know what that university is. Sorry. Bruh. All right, anyway, I got Bitcoin pulled up here. By the way, voice is back. Hope you guys can hear it. It's not perfect yet. Still a little scratchy if I talk too much, but I haven't said hardly anything all day. So, hey, shutting up. The jazz is real faint, Cleve. Real faint. I got to turn way down. So it's just a little background music in the back, because too much background music and it starts to drown out what I say. Anyhow, boy, from the change that we had at 11 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. in that little time frame right there, I left the house to go to a meeting, came back, and bow, price action on Bitcoin managed to jump over the trend. Not only did it do that on Bitcoin, but as you guys see on the right side of the screen over here, lots and lots of green on my watch list. I have a watch list about 600 coins long. I'm an idiot, but it's not just cryptos. I also look at top assets like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, Tesla, Google, Apple, Palantir, multiple different indices, a lot of different crypto charts and equities, chart precious metals. I also have stocks in here, just other stocks that I like to track back and forth, major banks, et cetera, et cetera. I'm tracking a bunch of different tickers all at one time, and I'm usually looking at them all at once, trying to get as many looks as I can. I don't want to turn that jazz up too loud. People will start complaining, but it is playing. You can just barely hear it if you listen real close. Like, I got it turned down 53 decibels from where it should be, and I have my volume jacked way up because people say it's not loud enough. Anyway, over the last couple hours, we have seen what appears to be a breakout. Now, do we have any confirmation of that? No. In fact, I need another close up here above this trend line to give me that confirmation. However, let's go through some stuff here first, right? So not only do we have a candle poking its head over the trend line, which it's done before and not closed, we're still 3 hours from closing here, right? It's 4 p.m. East Coast time right now on Tuesday. I'm going to repost this tomorrow. It'll be obviously a different time, so see how it changes by then. But as you see, we also have a break of the 821 EMA. Yesterday snuck in and closed just over the 8 EMA, as you see right here, closed just over it. So still hanging on there, but no 821 EMA cross just yet. So far, all we've got is a couple candles, 1, 2 over the 8 EMA. And as you'll know, if you're using the 821 EMA strategy, that's half a buy. All right, so an 821 EMA cross upward would be our confirmation that we're looking for to help us on our way here. Now, obviously, gains are capped off a little bit. 50 moving average is up here, right about where our liquidations sit, and we have had some liquidations, but not a lot, only like $120 million worth. Now that sounds like a lot, but when you factor in the fact that there's about $7.5 billion worth of shorts, 120 million, 150 million, that's not a whole lot compared, right? So little by little, we are working our way back up the chain of events here to get in the right graces and start breaking the trend here a little bit. However, we need to get all the way back up to what is around 96 to 97 to really start kicking shorts in the teeth. All right. Once you get up to 96 or 97, you start to threaten this 50-day moving average, which is yellow line up here. That would be the third confirmation that I'd like to see. We don't have that, and we're not even close yet, as you see. Now, I'm going to go through some other coins here shortly, and you're going to see that there is a difference, and some of these are looking a little bit better. Not meaning that things look great. It's just some things look a little bit better, okay? I like the trend break. Prove it with another close. I like the 8 and 21 EMA break here, but prove it with the 821 EMA cross, which is going to be another close. I'd like to see some liquidations, right? Good. So let's move on to the next stuff. Here we go. Here's the RSI. Continues to build strength. So now we have bullish convergence for sure. We have rising strength, and we have rising price, and we have rising strength on the RSI. Here's our MACD, another confluence indicator. As you see, the blue line is over the orange line. Regardless what the names of these things are, that's a good thing, all right? Now, next up, we'd like to see good volume, and we do have that. Good. We have more volume than we did the day before. We'd like to see that trend continue. But in general, we'd like to see that stay green, not red. And we haven't yet crossed the midline right here into a more bullish territory. Still somewhat bearish, so mixed signals on the MACD, but improving, right? Good. Oscillator's complete. All right, off to our Ichimoku cloud. Guess what? Still not good enough there. All right, you're not even close to good enough. Still way under the cloud. Cloud's still red on the end. You still have the conversion line under the baseline, and the lag line is still under the candles. That's 4 out of 4 no for the cloud, so no help there. Pivot points. Guess what? Quick rejection there of the pivot point. Didn't quite break that pivot line yet. It has threatened it, as you see, 1, 2, 3 times here now. No break yet. But this is the first time on the positive side of the trend line. Log, linear, doesn't matter. It's the positive side of the trend line. Either way, and we do have this well-determined little uptrend going right here. Close above what looks to be 93.5 to give us a new higher high on the short-term time frame here. And if you're closing a new higher high here, we're looking for the last previous high, and that's up there at those liquidations that I just mentioned. So some positive strides here for Bitcoin. Does that mean we're all the way out of the water and things are just all bullish? No, doesn't mean that at all. I know that it doesn't mean that at all. It just means things are better than they were. Now, coming from the low that we hit all the way down here at 80,000, obviously a $13,000 increase in Bitcoin's good, but it's not good enough. Now, my case is we're likely running back to 100,000, and then we'll see some directions there. I'm of the opinion that we very well may fail at $100,000. That's why I don't want to get over anxious here. There are things there that are in the way, right? Ichimoku Cloud, obviously 98, 99, 100, 101. All this is kind of in the way of progress. The pivot points that I just mentioned in the way of progress of 100,000. It's 94,000, right? And then when we look at our moving averages, that 50-day moving average is right at about 98,000. So not quite 100,000, but improving toward 100,000. $100,000 is a psychological level. That's why it makes me think that's the level that we're heading to. All right, we fell very far under it very, very rapidly. I think it's likely that we go back and check that. All right, 106,000 is the weekly pivot at R1, so 100 to 106. And if you throw in the Ichimoku cloud there, you'll see that we're stuck inside the weekly cloud, which is stopping us at about 96,300. So traffic in the way, speed bumps in the way, improving, still not out of the woods yet. Okay, cool. All right, I wanted you to see that first. You can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I'll drop down to a lower time frame here. We'll see that things are slowly improving. Ichimoku cloud first. You're 4 out of 4 on the cloud now for Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Moving averages, you've jumped everything except the 200. It's the only thing that hasn't jumped yet. All right. RSI, be careful. The last couple times this thing's gotten up here, it's faded very aggressively. Now, as you see, it's back up here to the same level it's been to multiple other times. Watch out here. Things still could get ugly, and I don't want you to get fooled into thinking it's only up. We could have another harsh down here. We've had this happen multiple times, multiple head fakes. It's like NBA Jam. So watch carefully. Please don't make any rash decisions. Please stick by your rules, all right? You should have rules to what you're doing here and be monitoring yourself very carefully. You don't want to get overzealous and do anything too silly, all right? Fair enough. Now, I'm going to go over here to total market caps. Oh, I was itching like crazy. I'm going to sneeze, I think. All right, let me lean forward into gaming mode here and get a drink. All right. Now, I spoke about total 1, total 2, and total 3 last live stream. I made notes on it. I then posted those on X afterwards and on YouTube afterwards for everyone to see, right? Guess what? Same thing this week. We're still steadily improving here. There's your trend line for total market cap. Kind of like that. It's about as close as I can get. As you see, we have some sort of breakout that did not exist necessarily last time. Total 2, better. Not only did it break out, but it back tested and bounced. It's exactly what we were looking to see. Want to see something improve from here and not just fade and fail. As a matter of fact, As a matter of fact, total 2, total market cap 2, which is everything excluding Bitcoin, fair enough, is slightly over the previous high, ever so slightly. Good. That's a higher high if it can close here. Now, warning, there's things in the way. You see that pivot line right there, right in the way at $1.28 trillion. Get above it, prove it. Total cap 3, everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Here's the problem. You're starting to see that Ethereum's sort of driving the market here. This is not a higher high. As a matter of fact, this is just still a lower high. Ethereum's got a big bite out of this one. So since we're seeing Ethereum have a big bite out of it, we'll take a look at it next. Nonetheless, I'm excited on what I see. 821 EMA is trying to be taken back by total 3. It's trying to be taken back by total 2, including working on an 821 EMA cross underneath there, approaching the 50-day moving average, which is what I said I thought Bitcoin would eventually approach here. And if you go to total market cap 1, you can kind of see that Bitcoin drives the ship there. And it's pretty much an equidistance from the 50 moving average on total market cap 1 as it is on just regular Bitcoin. So the main two drivers here are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Sort of the most are in tow behind that. Good. It's not a bad thing at all. As a matter of fact, it's been a minute since we've seen Ethereum pull any weight. And here's what I mean by that. Okay, here's Ethereum dominance. Ethereum dominance is a measure of how much money is in Ethereum versus everything else. All right. Right now, it's about 12.75% of all the money in crypto is in Ethereum. And that's a stark increase from the 11.5% that it was just a couple of days ago. Real rapidly, she jumped the 200 moving average. I got it in linear mode, put it in log. I got it in real rapidly here. Bounced the 200, snapped up, back under. Bounced the 200 again, broke through the 821 EMA, ran to the 50, failed, hesitate, bang. That 821 EMA pushes it up through the 50, and this heifer ran straight to the 100 moving average that I was told by former moderators just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. You know, do it my way. My way's the only right way. So annoying. You can't save them all. And, emotions gets the best of a lot of people, and I don't get too upset about that. That's why I just said, all right, have a good one. And I've not spoken to him since, and I probably won't ever, which is crazy. You think you have friends in this game. Learned a lesson a while back. There are no friends. You have online acquaintances. It sucks. People are quick to leave when things get tough. That's just the way it is. One of you guys on here decides you want to be an influencer, you'll learn exactly what I mean by that. Everyone loves to say that they want to be the influencer and they want to be the guy in the limelight and you want to make videos and all that. I'm telling you right now, it's not what it's cracked up to be. It'll take a lot from you. Here's Bitcoin dominance. Now, I've talked about this before. But when we're talking about Bitcoin dominance, there's two scenarios. Number one scenario, Bitcoin dominance goes up. That means it's putting money into the market and money's coming into Bitcoin. While that's happening, price goes up. That's all right. But that's mostly a Bitcoin move. The other thing that happens is when Bitcoin dominance goes up, and the price does not. That means everything's screwed over because all the money that's left is going into Bitcoin and everything else is purging. What we have happening right now, we've been waiting to see. We've got Bitcoin dominance going down, but the price is going up. Excellent. What does that mean? That means that altcoins are finally getting some play here, and that's why you see the movement that you see. You're seeing Bitcoin dominance relinquish some of its stronghold, made a breakout right here, but so far just lower highs, as you can see, marching to the beat of the drum. Let's see if we make a new low over here, okay? If we make a new low down here, oh man, that puts us in a great spot for altcoins. And as you see, the daily here is failing the moving averages that it just took back. That 200 moving average is slowly sweeping down. And if we scroll out here a bit to the weekly and look at it, what do we see? We see a big head and shoulders forming right here. Now, this could mean two things. Number one, it could mean that it's all going to be altcoins. I doubt that. I think we're better be very, very careful about saying that. The other thing that could be happening here, more likely thing is, we're going to get some altcoin run here for a bit, but as Bitcoin dominance continues to drop, the price will start to go down. And when that happens, the market is exiting rapidly. Now, that head and shoulders may not play out, but it darn sure looks a good spook to me. So be careful here. It's still not out of the water while things are going up and things seem optimistic. I'm here for you. I've made some purchases. Don't get too far in the water, all right? Baby steps. There's nothing wrong with shaving a couple % off the front end to make sure that you win on the back end. That's the better way of thinking about it. You don't want to run in this shop wide open here and then get wrecked. I don't want to see that happen to anybody. You know what I mean? Because far too many people just attack this relentlessly and think that it's all going to go up based on XXX, and that's just not the way it works, folks. So be careful. Mind the charts. Things are improving though. That's what I talked about the last couple streams, right? Could we have a rally where we're in recovery, and then this stream, right? Don't call it a comeback. It's possible. Keep your eyes open. All right, let's go to a couple more here. Solana is one we talked about on the last live stream. Yeah, we did. So Solana I spoke about, and I said, hey, positive signs. We've seen a first time this has happened in a while, a breakout. And then immediately after I got off the live stream, it failed. Immediately. Failed right back down to the trend line, though, which was in between the trend line and the 821 EMA. It rocked back and forth a bit, and now you see she's fighting to take the 821 EMA as we speak. Interestingly enough, FOMC meeting is tomorrow. You're having moves happen the day before the FOMC meeting, so this goes one of two ways. This is either extremely bullish that everything jumps up before the meeting, or it's a nasty head fake. The meeting comes and we absolutely get the rug pulled out from underneath us on most of everything. Those are the two scenarios to me. I think the second one is more likely than the first one based on the recent history. And there also is one third one, which is the boring one, to say nothing much happens and we just keep going sideways. I think that's a fair one to take. I give it, let's go 30, 50, 20 on the percentages, right? 30, we're going up. 50, we get smacked in the face. And then 20, nothing much happens. That's a fair assessment if you ask me. But, hey, some improvement. We didn't fail the trend line again. We are trying to take the 821 EMA back. You haven't broken the pivot still. I got to work on that. And obviously the cloud is an absolute mess. It's trying to improve. See that lag line trying to get over the candles? Maybe. You see the blue line, the conversion line, trying to get over the red line? Maybe. Still stuck under the cloud and still a red cloud on the end. So you only have 2 out of the 4 check marks, and they're not even there yet. They're close to there yet. Technically none check marks. None. So baby steps, but improvement. You love to see improvement. Gotta keep seeing this improvement. That's right, Matoshi. Times have been tough. Ain't nobody quit. I ain't hear no bell. There's the bell. So let's go on to another one, right? We've talked about Bitcoin, Solana. We talked a little bit about Ethereum. but we didn't show the chart. We talked about Ethereum dominance. So let's have a look at Ethereum, right? Let's have a look at the improvement that it's made. Ethereum has jumped the 821 EMA. You do have an 821 EMA cross right there. Excellent. Love to see that. That's 2 closes over the 8 EMA right there. 1, 2. Then you have your third and fourth close, obviously. But not only do you get 2 closes over the 8 EMA, you're getting your 821 EMA cross. That's 2 out of 2 for the 821 EMA strategy. Third would be, if you're doing the Reaper strategy, you need this over the 50 moving average, which it's pinned right up against now. Where would you set your stop loss? Well, you set that under the weekly low, which is that Reaper line. I have a low right here, so I'd probably set my stop loss somewhere at around 2,800. And I'd let it ride, and I'd slide my stop loss up every single day that the price went up. So my stop loss would be here today. Let's say we went up 4%. Well, I slide my stop loss up 4%. Right? And I would juice her up to there. And if it goes red, I'll leave it alone. Leave it alone. If it goes back green, I'll slide my stop loss up some more, depending on how much it goes up that day. Eventually, until I get my stop loss into a place where I'm in the money. And once I'm in the money, hey, bro, you just take the wheel. We're ready to rock. We're in the money at that point. We start taking profits and letting it ride. But, hey, smashed up against the 50 moving average now. I want you to prove it. Here's the weekly. You can see a bit of a breakout right there, obviously. Weekly has jumped back over the 50 and the 100 moving averages. Very nice. You're stuck underneath the 821 EMA, though. So that needs to crack before we go too much farther. However, improvement. You love to see some improvement. Great. Got to keep it up, obviously. Want to keep it up. But hey, one step at a time. It's so much better than it was. I'm not going to complain about anything getting better these days because things could be so much worse. I think you guys know that. It could be out of a voice trying to explain how bad charts look to people online who really don't want to watch. What's really crazy is the engagement, dude. We're down about 80% on engagement from the lows that we had before. You know, the lows were pretty low, but we're down even more than that. We're getting maybe 400 or 500 engagements total, where I was getting 1,000, and before that 4,000, and before that 40,000, which is pretty wild. Now, a million different reasons for that, but it's still nonetheless pretty wild. We lost 12 subscribers since the last live stream. What a ride. What are you supposed to do? I don't know. Ain't nothing I can do. So anyway, it's really interesting to see the care fall off amongst the market. Now, does it come back? Maybe. I don't know. I've sort of lost faith that we'll ever have it what we did have before, but maybe. Nonetheless, let's talk about some more. Here's one we've not covered a lot because it's been so bad. But over the last couple of days, ADA, Cardano, has made a change. She's jumped the 821 EMA. In fact, today being up over 11%. Slowed back down now. We're up at just under 10% at the moment. That's a lot of money. It's $100 million or more. But you haven't got your 821 EMA cross yet. This will be the second close over the 8 EMA. So that will be your first buy section if that's what you were using. And you're still under the 50 moving average. So if you were using three buy sessions instead of 2, you know, like the Reaper strategy, you want that over the 50 moving average. You saw Ethereum smashed up into this. Cardano hasn't made it there yet, just like Bitcoin hasn't made it there yet. Ethereum kind of front running things here. Not a bad thing. You can see over on the right the list of coins, all of them that are in green, and you can kind of tell from yourself that, hey, that's not a bad thing that Ethereum's front running everything. It's kind of dragging alts with it, which is exactly what we haven't seen happen in quite a while. Flipping it over to the weekly. You're still stuck underneath the 8 EMA, the 200 moving average, the 100 moving average, the 50 moving average, the 21 moving average, the trend line, and everything else. Hiccups, sorry. So, while things look good, please be careful and mindful. Here's the daily pivots. As you see, right in the way. Not going to get it. Need to be over that. Close. Not there yet. And here's your RSI. Oh, wrong thing. Here's your RSI and your MACD. If you need to find out how to see the RSI blown up like that, anywhere in the back of the chart, just double click. and it drops them off. Double click again and it pops up. Right there at this little maximize pane button, click this and you get the RSI in large form. Rising strength over 50, that's good. I like to see your trend toward overbought. Then what do we do when overbought comes? If you haven't learned your lesson, probably take some profits. That's up to you though. MACD, same way, will maximize. As you've seen on some other assets, MACD slowly turning up here, approaching the midline. You've had several good days of volume in a row here. Even red in price, you've still got good volume. Let's see it continue to hang on to this and do this more. I like what I'm seeing so far. This is a good turn of events. It's a good turn of events. Some more is needed. You see how far off this thing fell and how rapidly it did so, right? Just from the August high, Cardano fell 63 more percent, and in fact 53% at the moment. That's just from the August high. If we go even farther back than that to the November last year of high, she was down 71% and is currently down 63%. So you can see how big the numbers are there that this thing could try to take back. For now, it's trying to move up. There is some resistance in through here at about 50 to 53 cents. Won't be an easy ride, but nonetheless, I like to see improvement, and you're finally starting to see it. All right, we got time for a couple more here. We'll poke on through them. Here's AVAX. All right. So AVAX has been terrible. It came up and hit one of my target boxes right near the trend line, and then it faded instantly. It actually fell almost 65%. It's still down roughly 60% right now. But what I want you to notice is we have a potential rounding bottom coming in right here. There's also a potential double bottom right here. And there's also a potential trend break. There's also a potential 821 break. A lot of potential being thrown around with nothing proved yet. But you can see what I see. It looks like she's trying to make a new high here. Hasn't quite yet. Making a new high here would signal a chance to go back to 18 bucks from 14. That's not bad. That's about 30% gain. You'd have to get through the 50 moving average, which is where Ethereum was pressed up to, if you remember. That's about $16 from here. So it may be capped on potential gains short term, but you like to see this move, this lower high, the higher low right here. It didn't fail lower, is a higher low. And because of that, it's trying to hang on and take the 821 back now. Some of these you'll see aren't trying to take the 821 EMA back yet. That's because they were a lower low and they're having a rough time. So those that were slightly better after the last correction are still hanging in there and doing a little better now. Great. For as far as the rest go, I mean, you're stuck under the pivot like everything else, right? Ichimoku Cloud's a no. Your oscillators slowly building strength. It was one of the most oversold assets, and now it's coming off the floor from that. That's good. MACD is approaching the midline, but not there yet. You do have good volume. It's like a lot of the other ones. So eyes on AVAX. She's trying. She's trying. Silver was requested, and then I'll do one more after that. We looked at silver on a different live stream, but I'll do again. As you see, silver all-time high break. This is not the one I wanted to see. What do I use? Do I use Owanda? Yeah, there you go. So you had a bullish wedge here, and this thing broke out of that bullish wedge and is still printing. If I pull fibs on it, you'll see that you've already broken the short term 1618. You're heading up and near the 2 fib at $61. You could get all the way up to 63 here potentially. And if I pull back from this old fib and I pull it over, you'll see that that same $61 is right about the 1618 fib from the October high to the 1618 fib extension is about $61. And beyond that, 65. I think both those are still fully in play. Silver's on an absolute rip. Here's the RSI. She's super overheated. How long can it last like that? Well, the answer is for a while. So trend is your friend over the 8 EMA. Yep, well, nothing to say. All right, great look. Can't complain about it. A lot of precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, copper, and a couple other ones are all having pretty good looks. So, hey, For what it's worth, I'm here for it, and I'm glad everyone is succeeding on precious metals. All right, and we'll do one more, y'all. The last one we will do is everybody's favorite.
Bloody fuck you, bloody!
Not really. It's just XRP. Gotcha.
Damn. Gotcha, bitch.
Anyway, same thing here goes for XRP as a lot of other ones. Potential breakout, but nothing yet. You could argue that this is the perfect trend line touch, being a little bit subjective here on how to draw the trend line. But you haven't crossed the 821 EMA. As I said, some were better than others. This one's lagging behind a little bit. This is also what XRP did last bull run. It didn't have that secondary push that a lot of other ones had. I'd like to see a breakout here because a breakout would lead us to the 50 moving average, which is about $2.25. Failure here leads us down to the low, which is about $1.95 or just short of $2. Look, it's better. It's not great. All right. It's trying, throwing a wick off the trend line. I need more. It's also the pivot point that it went directly to. That's not good enough. You do have rising strength, but it's not a new high on the strength there on the RSI. And your MACD is slowly working up and toward the middle. That's not bad. You do have rising volume. That's a good thing. Needs some more time to try to break out, but compared to most, she's still kind of stuck in her ways here. Ichimoku Cloud, sort of the same where you've got a conversion baseline flip about to happen. Blue is about to go over the red. It's exactly what you want to see. Problem is your lag line is under the candles. Your cloud's red on the end, and your price is under the cloud. That's only 1 out of 4 check marks. More time needed. So you've seen this. You've seen some good charts. You've seen some really nice charts. You've seen some that are kind of average. I put XRP on the not quite average level. That being said, a lot of them have improved, and I hope you guys picked up on that during this stream. Things aren't amazing yet, but they are getting better. The next 2 days are going to be vital. Why? Tomorrow, Federal Open Market Committee comes on at 2 o'clock and announces their rate. And then the live stream press conference is at 2:30. We will have that over in our Discord. We live stream that over in our Discord and provide commentary as well as data to go along with what he's saying, whether we catch him in a lie or see if he's telling the truth. This also gives us hints on where the market's going based on what he says or what he doesn't say, his body language when he says it, how he moves his arms, how he talks, whether he speaks confidently or not, all that good stuff. That'll be over in our Discord tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. We'll probably start at 2:25 or so. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I know times are tough. I know the market's pretty crappy, but nonetheless, we got to stick it out and dig with it. Anybody can quit. It's hard work to stick around. All right. And I ain't quit yet. I'm still here. Thank you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. Let's make the best of our todays, the worst of our tomorrows. Better day every day. It's happened in the last couple of days. Let's keep it up. And last but not least, if no one else told you today, Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. Thank you. See you guys on the next live stream Thursday, 4 o'clock. Y'all be good. I'm out, man. Sky's the limit. Peace.